Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Happy game day. I'm James Rapien. Happy to be with you here at Paycor Stadium, where we're just hours away from Bengals Dolphins. The Dolphins are the last remaining unbeaten team in the AFC. They're flying high. Yes, Dolphins can fly, apparently. They're 3-0 after beating the Bills in a nail-biter down to the wire on Sunday. And so they're looking to sweep September. Meanwhile, the defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals hoping to get to 1-1 at home and draw even 2-2 overall on the season. Now, getting the vibe around the city, I'll say this, man. People are excited for primetime. They're excited for that right there. You see that? You see those stripes? You see those stripes? I'm sure you can see them across the way, too. Can you see maybe a little bit in the middle there? Either way, it is a whiteout here at Paycor Stadium. What does that mean? It means tiger striped helmets, the Bengal tiger helmets, the white tiger edition, whatever you want to call them, they're here. And Joe Burrow can say he would play in trash bags. It doesn't matter to him. I know this. The players really like the uniforms. The Bengals are going to look really, really good with those color rush combo with the white helmets. So, look good, feel good, play good. And that's the third one. And so some keys to victory, some thoughts on this game. One, the Dolphins are going to have pretty cool uniforms tonight as well. So as far as a uniform matchup, I think the Bengals win, but it's really close. As far as what's going to happen on the field, it's going to come down to a few things. One, can the Bengals protect for Joe Burrow? I don't think that they're going to magically wake up after not being able to run the ball Sunday and be able to run the ball tonight against the Dolphins. Maybe I'm wrong. Thursday night games are weird. This Dolphins defense played a lot of snaps, and they were on the field a lot in the heat in Miami. They had to leave early because of the hurricane. There's been a lot of things that have gone on over the past 4 days. But I think that this is a Joe Burrow, maybe not a you can't zero me game, because I don't know how many zero blitzes he's going to face. He will face blitzes. But I think this is one of those where number 9 is going to have to put up points early, put up points often, and that means the Bengals are going to have to pass block. And it should be easier said than it has been in recent weeks, right? A couple of weeks ago, you have to deal with just a freak in Micah Parsons. Before that, TJ Watt. This week, you got some guys. Melvin Ingram has played against the Bengals a couple of times now in the Joe Burrow era. Certainly has made plays, certainly capable of that. Defensive Player of the Month. But the guy that really stands out to me is Xavier Howard. And not just to me, to a lot of people. So you're going to have to see where Xavier Howard is. The Dolphins like to blitz and send Javon Holland, the other safety, off the edge at times. And so, or a safety. He's not the other safety. Xavier Howard's a corner. But this secondary for the Dolphins, it's versatile, and they're multiple, and they can move guys around and send guys off the edge and try to disrupt the communication between the Bengals offensive line, between Joe Burrow and the offensive line, between Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon or Samaje Perine, whoever's pass blocking. So that is a huge storyline for me. On the flip side, defensively, you already know where it's going because it's all about the speed. Speed. Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle. They have speed in the backfield. They have speed. Mike Gesicki is a really good athlete. They have speed. And I expect all those guys to play. I know there was some thinking that Teron Armstead might not play, and I'll get to him in a second, or Tua or Jaylen Waddle. All those guys are playing. And there was never really a doubt in my mind that they would suit up this week, even though it is on a short week. As far as the speed goes, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how Lou Anarumo deploys the secondary. Is it a Dax Hill game? Full disclosure, I told Dax Hill last week, I was like, I know you're not playing a lot. They're going to need you against some of these speedy teams, these pass-heavy teams, the Bills of the world, the Chiefs of the world, the Miami Dolphins, who have a ton of speed. And Cheeto Awuzie said it best this week. He said, to defend it, you have to have it. And I might not have the quote exactly right, but it was a perfect quote. Because it's like, hey, I'm fast too. And you know who else is fast? Dax Hill. And this is certainly a game where Jessie Bates needs to make an impact in that deep part of the field. I think he's going to be back a lot, trying to make sure that no one gets behind him. And so the Bengals can't do to Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle what they did to just Tyreek Hill last year with the Chiefs. Mostly because, to me, Tua Tagovailoa is fine dumping it off. And the Dolphins, if they have to run it, they'll run it. And they'll get the ball to Chase Edmonds, and they'll find ways to get the ball to their backs. And so to me, instead of Raheem Mostert, instead of that, they're going to have to find a way to limit the deep balls, but also understand that Jaylen Waddle doesn't need to beat you deep to make a big play. He makes guys miss. And so tackling after the screen pass, after the 7-yard slant, not missing in the open field, which is much, much easier said than done. Much easier for me to say it right here on the sidelines than to say, oh, yeah, you're one-on-one with 17, go tackle him. You're one-on-one with Tyreek Hill, go find 10 and tackle him. And obviously, we know what Eli Apple said and tweeted back in January during the AFC title game, after the AFC title game. We know what Tyreek Hill said earlier this week. I owe you. We'll see what happens. But that is obviously a huge storyline in this one. And then, honestly, without DJ Reader, the Bengals obviously have a guy in Trey Hendrickson coming off of a career-best 3-sack game, 3 strip sacks. Just huge, huge play from him. But he's going up against Teron Armstead. And Teron Armstead's one of the best left tackles in the NFL. Didn't practice this week, short week. He's going to play tonight. So, assuming he's close to 100%, and he played really great last week against Von Miller 4 days ago, can Trey Hendrickson win and win one-on-one? If not, then I think we're going to have to look elsewhere. I think the Bengals are going to have to look elsewhere for pass rush. Will that be Sam Hubbard? Will that be a Joseph Osai? Will that be Zachary Carter filling in for DJ Reader? Speaking of that, I expect Jay Tufele to make his Bengals debut, his season debut tonight. And he's a defensive tackle the Bengals claimed during cutdown day. And he's been on the roster, but hasn't been needed. And now with DJ Reader down, I think Jay Tufele comes up and will be active for today's game. Speaking of Reader, they did place him on injured reserve. He's expected to miss 6 weeks or so, and that's what I was told the other day. And I was told, yeah, injured reserve for sure. And I was told maybe before the bye, maybe 6 weeks puts him right at the bye. So we'll see. It might not be until week 10. Yeah, their bye is week 9, so I believe it's week 10 could be the potential target date for DJ Reader. But we'll see. It is an MCL injury, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. So, look, it's a huge game. The pressure's on the Bengals. I gave my pick, so make sure you check out that video if you missed it. But the pressure's on the Bengals here to come out, and I think a quick start is really important, especially against the Dolphins team that played all of those snaps, that's had a rocky week, that's coming off of that emotional high. If you can jump up early, that goes a long way. If you get down early, they're going to say, hey, we're cruising. We're cruising with our speedsters, and we're cruising a 4-0 in a perfect September. And so that part of it is certainly something to watch as well. And let's be honest, Joe Burrow showed flashes of the Burrow we expected in week 3. He showed flashes of that, of what we expected coming into the year. We need to see more of that tonight if the Bengals are going to get their second victory. Oh, and by the way, if that wasn't enough storylines, Bengals Ring of Honor tonight. And it's so cool that this is happening. And I'm trying to see if we'll be able to get these on camera. And, well, you know what? We'll wait. All I know is that it's all right. Actually, we can. We can. If you see up there on the facade, maybe you can't. There you go. There you go. You can kind of see it. But that is where the names will go. And if you couldn't see it, well, then I just wasted 10 seconds of your time. But the point is that it's Ring of Honor night, that Isaac Curtis and Willie Anderson both going to get officially inducted into the Bengals Ring of Honor. And I've said this on various platforms this week. I haven't said it here yet just because of the quick week. The thing that I think is really, really cool about this, and being a Cincinnati native, growing up here, remembering, the Jeff Blake days and the Scott Mitchell days and the Achilles Smith days and going way back when things weren't great. I wish I would have known about Isaac Curtis and known more than just Boomer Esiason, known more than just the Icky Shuffle. There wasn't internet then, or maybe there was. I didn't have it because, let's be honest, it was like 1997, 1996. Not everyone had internet at their fingertips then. And I would have known about those guys, known more about those guys, if there was a Ring of Honor. If when you came into the stadium, Synergy Field at the time, and now obviously PBS becomes Paycor. But if you would have came in and said, oh, I wonder who that is, and you would learn about Ken Riley. And so now I think it's cool this generation is going to know Willie Anderson, even though they might not have watched him play, is going to know Ken Riley, even though most of us didn't watch him play. And so that part of it is really, really cool, and I'm excited for both of those guys. I know they're excited. So they'll get inducted at halftime, and win, lose, or draw, we're going to have you covered right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk after the game with post-game news conferences, interviews from the locker room, and, of course, our wrap-up right here at Paycor Stadium. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, get to rivertowninquiry.com if you haven't checked out any of their awesome white Bengal gear that they have, or any of their gear. It's all awesome, all high quality, and I think that's it. I think it's almost time for game time. I hope you're excited. It's going to be a late night here, so make sure that you keep an eye on the channel. Go to allbengals.com as well as we fill in the cracks. We'll be writing stories between now and game time, and then once the game starts, like I said, once the game ends, we're going to have a ton of videos right here. So just hit that refresh button, because we're going to hit our notifications limit, and it's just going to be in that feed. So if you go to bed right after the game, hopefully you don't. Hopefully you stay up and with us. But if you do, you're going to wake up on Friday morning and have a ton to catch up on. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. And for Andrew Fox-Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now ahead of Thursday Night Football. It's Bengals-Dolphins right here at Paycor Stadium.